Phil here at K.C.Strings, the Marion location, and today I am going to show you how to restring a violin. Alright, so today we are going to restring this violin. A couple points to remember. Today when we do this, we are going to do it one string at a time. If you pull all the strings off, your sound post can fall down and cause bigger problems, so it's a good idea when doing it just to do it one string at a time. We'll start with the G string here. And as you remove the old string, check your peg, make sure there's no binding, that it turns smoothly. Start with the tailpiece. And move it up. Insert the string. Leave it a little bit hanging out. And when you wind it, you want to be sure to catch that tail and lock it down to prevent the peg from slipping. If the ink comes out of the tailpiece, just put it back in. Make sure you get that free end. And I start at the bottom and work my way up. On the E string, sometimes a little bit easier to loosen the A and move it over so you have room to access the hole in the peg. And you can check the peg, make sure it turns smoothly. It's not binding or creaking. As you wind it, you want to be sure you're winding towards the end of the peg. And if there's an insulator on the string, make sure it goes over the bridge. And next I move up to the D string. Now here's a good view of what's going on here in the peg box. There's a little bit of end there, extra. Go ahead and wind it. And you want to move towards the wall of the peg box and make sure you grab that tail there. This one can be kind of tricky. Be sure when you are winding the string, you're not winding it over itself. If it does get wound over itself, it might start to get too tall and bind on the bottom of the peg box. So that's something you want to avoid. Make sure the strings are all in the grooves and the nuts. Make sure they're lined up on the bridge. Another thing to consider is make sure your bridge is not pulled forward. And you'll want to go ahead and tune it up at this time and double check your bridge. Make sure it's seated properly and just adjust the pitch as needed. Also, when bringing up the tune, make sure the fine tuners on the tailpiece are backed all the way out so you have plenty of adjustment. And I start at the lower strings. The order I go in is G, E, D, A. If the A string is riding over the E peg, if the E peg's set, then it won't make any difference when you tune up the A, but if you tune the A first and then move it out to the E, it can alter the pitch or the tuning of the A string.